Good afternoon. The subcommittee will come to order, and I would like to give an opening statement. Chairman Terry is leading the Keystone Pipeline effort. That is his legislation on the floor of the House, and so I have the honor of chairing the subcommittee this afternoon. Thank you all for attending today. Welcome to the subcommittee's markup of H.R. 2052, the Global Investment in American Jobs Act of 2013. This is a bipartisan piece of legislation that instructs the Department of Commerce to conduct an interagency review that identifies barriers to foreign investment in the United States and makes recommendations on ways to lower or eliminate these unnecessary barriers. Foreign firms have a positive direct investment presence in every state in 2010. For example, U.S. affiliates of foreign firms employed an estimated 5.6 million Americans, workers who made on average $77,000 per year. These U.S. subsidiaries invested $41.3 billion in research and development efforts and $149 billion in capital expenditures that same year. In the manufacturing sector alone, FDI inflows were nearly $84 billion in 2012, according to the National Association of Manufacturers. The United States should be a leader, in my judgment, the leader, in attracting foreign investment. We have a stable government, safe working conditions, and the most skilled workforce in the world. Unfortunately, according to the testimony of the Organization for International Investment, at our legislative hearing last month, the United States' share of foreign direct investment dropped from 41% in 1999 to 17% in 2011. We are here today to begin reversing the trend. Our long-term global competitiveness and economic success as a nation are directly tied to our ability to attract foreign investment. In my home state of New Jersey, foreign firms employed 250,000 people as recently as the beginning of 2011. This accounts for nearly 7% of total private sector employees in an age of more than 8% statewide unemployment. The capacity to support further foreign investment is great, as New Jersey's advanced distribution network of planes, trains, ships, and automobiles sits in the heart of the East Coast Corridor. The state of New Jersey is working continually to attract new foreign firms, but more can be done at the federal level to support these efforts and similar efforts by other states. In the interest of New Jersey and indeed of the entire country, all opportunities to improve the investment climate should be pursued, and I'm confident they will be once the Global Investment in American Jobs Act becomes law. When considering new rules and regulations, this subcommittee wants Congress and regulatory agencies to remember any potential impact on the ability of the U.S. to attract foreign direct investment. There are a number of areas in the purview of the federal government where we can improve the domestic climate for foreign direct investment. It is my hope and that of Chairman Terry, and I believe also of Ranking Member Schakowsky and of the rest of our subcommittee, that the report at the heart of this legislation will highlight those areas, both for the administration, where it can act on its own authority, and for Congress, where the administration lacks the authority to act in its own accord. Creating high-paying job opportunities, putting Americans back to work, and incentivizing companies to come to our shores are all bipartisan priorities. This bipartisan legislation will help us identify changes we can make to achieve these goals. I am pleased to report that our subcommittee has worked closely in a bipartisan fashion to craft this legislation. I extend on behalf of Chairman Terry thanks to Congresswoman Schakowsky for her effort. I also thank the Majority Chief Deputy Whip, Peter Roscom of Illinois, and Congressman John Barrow of Georgia for joining us in crafting this bipartisan legislation to promote job creation. We are pleased to have these three outstanding legislators join Chairman Terry as original co-sponsors today. That is my opening statement. It's now my honor to recognize the ranking member, Ms. Schakowsky, for an opening statement.
I thank the Vice Chairman for yielding and for all of his support. And let me also begin by thanking Chairman Terry and his staff, as well as the committee Democratic staff, for working so diligently and collaboratively to come to an agreement on the legislation that will help guide American jobs and economic growth. The Global Investment in American Jobs Act is a bipartisan piece of legislation that we can all be proud of. I am going to take a point of personal privilege to put on another thing I'm proud of today, the birth of grandchildren number 5 and 6, twins Alice and Aiden, and I welcome them to the world. Thank you. There is a strong incentive to invest in America. Our economy is continuing to recover from the Great Recession, and the United States is still by far the world's largest and safest economy. This has allowed us to remain the best place on earth to find talented, motivated employees. Those talented, motivated employees, if adequately compensated, are also great consumers for products that companies, both foreign and domestic, make and sell here in America. And the top-notch products made in America are shipped to destinations around the globe. Investments in this country by foreign companies have created good jobs for many Americans. We simply need to determine the best way to attract further responsible foreign direct investment, and this legislation will help guide us toward that end. My home state of Illinois, which has a strong regulatory structure, is a leader in attracting foreign direct investment, ranking #1 in the Midwest in that category. Illinois' large share of foreign direct investment is a result of its central location and transportation infrastructure, its diversified economy, its productive workforce, and its cultural diversity and attractions. The nearly 1,600 foreign-based firms with operations in Illinois employ more than 300,000 Illinois residents. The Illinois story proves that strong labor, health, and environmental standards do not deter foreign investment, and that we can and should maintain strong standards for companies wishing to invest here. In our hearing on this topic last month, I had identified several issues that needed to be addressed in order for me to support the bill. I wanted to ensure that the strong labor, health care, and environmental standards were deemed by the study as essential. I also sought a more detailed analysis of the various types of foreign direct investment and their relative impact, positive or negative, on the sustainability and growth of good jobs in the United States. This legislation has incorporated those and other strengthening provisions, and I'm very grateful for that. Again, thanks to Chairman Terry for working collaboratively on this bipartisan bill. I'm pleased this subcommittee has continued to function so well, and I believe that we will continue to do that. I look forward to a quick markup of this legislation tomorrow, and I hope we can swiftly move H.R. 2052 to the full committee and the House floor for consideration. And I yield back, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Congresswoman Schakowsky, and congratulations on the birth of your latest grandchildren. I am a twin, and so I certainly favor twins in the world, and I hope that mother and both children are doing well.
Thank you.
The chair reminds members that pursuant to the committee rules, all members' opening statements will be made a part of the record. Are there further opening statements? Mr. Bilirakis, you are ready.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate it very much. I want to congratulate the Congresswoman, too, on her grandchildren. Look forward to that one day. Thank you very much for recognizing me. From my perspective as a Floridian, this is to address. Florida is a global hub for commerce and an exceptional attraction for foreign direct investment. Florida ranks among the top states in employment by foreign-owned firms. In fact, more than 220,000 Floridians are employed by international employers. This is due in part to Florida's diverse workforce, the state's proximity to Latin America and the Caribbean, and its infrastructure. Foreign direct investment is an important indicator of the global competitiveness of a country's economy. According to the OECD, the strength of the United States economy has attracted the greatest foreign investment for many years. However, in 2012, we were passed by China. This diminishing American attractiveness is cause for concern. I'm pleased that the subcommittee is taking proactive steps to address our economy. The legislation before us would initiate a review of foreign direct investment trends in the United States so that we can address efforts to improve the investment climate in the United States. I applaud the chairman and the vice chairman and the ranking members' work on this particular bill, and I look forward to voting for it tomorrow. I yield back.
Thank you very much. Are there other opening statements? Mr. Butterfield, you were recognized for 3 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lance, and let me too go on record congratulating my friend from Illinois for this great bundle of joy that has come into her family today. I want to go on record also saying that I have some good news that happened to me today. About 12:01 a.m., Mr. Chairman, I received my first Social Security check.
If the gentleman would yield, I intend to investigate this because the gentleman is not old enough to receive the Social Security check.
This is a day I've been living for all of my adult life, and so it's a happy day as well. But, Mr. Chairman, I support this legislation. I urge my colleagues to do the same. The United States is a desirable destination for many foreign direct investors. Our stability and high standard of living and reputation as a world leader make the U.S. an ideal location to expand business by those living abroad. My home state of North Carolina provides an especially ideal location for global firms to set up U.S. operations. Companies like DSM, Electrolux, Bridgestone Firestone, GlaxoSmithKline, and others, all located in or close by my congressional district. They have enabled North Carolina to rank number 10 for employment supported by foreign direct investment. North Carolina is home to Research Triangle Park, the largest and one of the most prominent high-tech research and development centers in the world. RTP, as we call it, hosts some 170 companies employing nearly 55,000 people across the biotechnology, aerospace, financial services, automotive, and appliance industries. The key to our state's success in attracting foreign direct investment is its educated, hardworking, and driven workforce. Beginning in kindergarten through college, North Carolina's public education system and world-class colleges and universities like North Carolina Central and East Carolina and Elizabeth City State and Duke and others, they shape tomorrow's high-tech workforce demanded by the world's largest businesses. We live in a world economy where everyone is competing for a piece of the pie. It is vitally important that we support efforts to strengthen our global economic position so that we can continue to recover from the recession and create jobs. Should this bill become law, I encourage the Secretary of Commerce to look to my home state and to the North Carolina Department of Commerce's Thrive in North Carolina initiative as a model of attracting and retaining foreign direct investment. As I said, Mr. Chairman, I support the bill, look forward to its favorable passage. I yield back.
Thank you very much, Mr. Butterfield. The chair recognizes Mr. Barrow of Georgia.
I thank the chair. I'm proud to be an original co-sponsor of the Global Investments in American Jobs Act because it's a common sense way to bring good jobs headquartered overseas here to America. While other countries have seen their share of global investments go up, ours has gone down. When I go home to Georgia, I'm reminded of how all sides can win when overseas investors tap into the talent of America and create jobs in our communities. We need more Dutch companies like DSM making chemicals in Augusta, French companies like Alstom making transformers in Waynesboro, and Irish companies like Covidien providing health products from Augusta. America has the best workers in the world, and they deserve to have more opportunities to offer their skills to companies looking to expand. I urge my colleagues to support this bill and look forward to building a stronger future for American workers by passing H.R. 2052. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Thank you very much, Mr. Barrow. Are there any other opening statements? Seeing none, the chair calls up H.R. 2052 and asks the clerk to report.
H.R. 2052 to direct the Secretary of Commerce in coordination with the heads of other relevant federal departments and agencies to conduct an interagency review of and report to Congress on ways to increase the global competitiveness of the United States in attracting foreign direct investment.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Without objection, the first reading of the bill is dispensed with, and the bill will be open for amendment at any point. So ordered. For the information of members, we are now on H.R. 2052. The committee will reconvene at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. I remind members that the chair will give priority recognition to amendments offered on a bipartisan basis. I look forward to seeing all of you tomorrow. Without objection, the committee stands in recess.